Hey everyone, it's Jeannie for Hero Arts, and today I'm sharing two fun projects featuring the Offset Holiday Messages stamp and the Geometric Holiday Stencil. I am starting off using the Luxe White watercolor paper because I will be using the stencils with the new Hero Hues reactive inks, which are super fun. So what I did was I laid down a piece of paper, put on the watercolor paper and then the stencil, and I'm just using washi tape to tape everything down so nothing moves. And I am doing that specifically because I will be doing some ink swiping with these inks. I'm using a bunch of colors: French pink, Spanish orange, Naples yellow, and Byzantine green. I'm going in with the lightest colors first, yellow, because I don't want the ink pads to kind of pick up the darker inks, and then I go in with the Spanish orange. Next is the French pink, and then lastly it will be the green. So I'm just kind of ink swiping and stenciling this using the ink pads, so you don't need to use blending brushes or anything. I just went in with a quick and easy way of doing this. Once I'm done, I will pull off the stencil, but put that aside carefully because we will be using it for a second background. With these inks, they are reactive, so I went ahead and used a water mister and I sprayed water everywhere. I took a fresh piece of the Luxe White watercolor and I'm carefully laying it on top, using my hands to really press the ink down into that paper and hoping for the best, because this is the first time I've done this. I've done this with other inks, but you just never know how certain inks will react, and I'm very carefully pulling up the stencil to make sure that I don't kind of push it to one side, hoping that I get a clear image, and I do, and it looks so fun. I really like the two backgrounds, but they do look a little different. One is very clean with the stenciling, the other looks a little messy and it has a mixed media look. But I also wanted to add a bit of interest by using the Hero Arts pigment ink in Onyx, and I add a little bit of water, mix it up with a brush. I put it in this box that I got from a package, and it's perfect for kind of like a splat box. It keeps everything contained, and I'm just splattering that black everywhere. It really dries down, but it looks pretty and it's subtle, so I really like how it looks. It just gives it this added texture, kind of fills in the white space a little bit, but not without adding too much color. So I do this for both backgrounds, and these are my two backgrounds for my two cards, which I'm so excited about because it's kind of a different take on a holiday card. The colors are bright and fun, and it's kind of the Christmas rainbow, so with red, orange, yellow, and green. And of course here I used a pink instead. And then with my backgrounds, because the stencil is about 6x6, you kind of get to pick where you want to trim down your background. So I picked the areas that just had a bunch of the different colors. I wanted all four colors to show up, so I just went around and kind of trimmed it down as I pleased to an A2 size. But then I realized that I was going to mat it on black cardstock, so I actually trimmed this down to 4 by 5.25 for my sentiment. Since I'm matting it on a black background, I kind of wanted the sentiment to match, so I'm using the pitch black cardstock, which I absolutely love. If you follow me, I mat a lot of my cards, and I love to heat emboss on black because I think it makes the sentiments pop, and it just makes it so much more fun. So I went ahead and took two sentiments from the Offset Holiday Messages stamp set. I am stamping them with the embossing watermark clear ink. I will be using it along with the white detail embossing powder because I really wanted the sentiments to pop. I also chose the outline sentiments just because I think it would look really cool with the stencil. I didn't want to use the solid versions, but they have both, so you can choose which one you wanted. Sometimes when I do embossing, I'll stamp them twice just so I have an option. Sometimes just some of the sentiments will stamp better than others, and I go ahead and heat emboss it. The embossing powder will melt. I really like watching it because it just looks really magical. I go ahead and trim both of these sentiments down. I'm just doing a simple rectangle, so I'm using my paper trimmer to do that. It's kind of tricky when you have sentiments and you're trying to make it straight, so I really just kind of eyeball it and use the sentiment itself to let me know where to cut. So once I have that cut out, these two cards are ready to be put together. I am using the Hero Arts Precision Glue, and I'm just putting it all over my background. The watercolor paper is pretty thick, so it doesn't cause it to crinkle or fold in any way. It's perfect, and it also allows you to move it around while the glue is wet. If you put it down and it's not aligned exactly the way you want it, you still can shift it around, but you do have to work pretty quickly. I love how that black makes these two backgrounds really pop, especially because it has all that white space on both backgrounds. Even the one that has the ink on the non-stenciled areas, it just has a ton of white, and I really think that black just makes everything stand out just a little bit more. And of course, I'm adding my sentiments. I'm just lining it up using my T-ruler, kind of eyeballing it. It's not exact to match both cards, it doesn't need to. And I'm gonna go ahead and just use the glue on the back of the sentiment, and these two cards are complete. And I think these are such a fun take for a holiday card, and they're bright, they're fun, and you get two backgrounds from one stencil. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.